Alright, so this might be pretty quick because there's not much really. I just wanted to talk about this because people were wondering what was going to happen, so I'm just going to pretty much report on what is happening. This patch on JP we're getting this week is like, usual dead week. We get post update. I don't know why their new favorite thing to do post update week is dropping this like terrible hockey event where you click the treasure. And this like, repeat tower that is probably the easiest thing for them to drop ever. They just, copy paste, but whatever. What really matters is some fixes here. So there's a bunch of fixes and they fixed Albedo. So Albedo was bugged, literally like malfunctioning for a whole week. So they fixed an issue where Albedo, when she uses the counter skill of rank 2 and higher, on the turn the battle starts, the absolute defense effect disappears and provocation effect also disappears. They're probably slightly, I don't say silently, but just fixing this, and they're not going to give any compensation. I don't think. They're probably just going to say, hey guys, or they're not even saying this, right? They are just saying, yo, it's fixed now, go play, right? And why do I care, right? Also, they're fixing the freeze issue. If you, this is not just here. If you get frozen with Albedo because of a counter at all, the game stops working. Like, if you're in PvP, I got a tweet, let me pull it up. If you're in PvP and you get frozen because of like the AI Albedo attacking onto your like Emilia or something, the game stops working. Like it just stops working. So I'm guessing that also counts for the same fix. They're just saying about the deer, but it also is bugged in PvP. Apparently there's some bug with Demon King as well. What really matters for here is Albedo. So I was hoping that they would mention in like a other like post, like a dev note or something, some form of compensation for this, because I'll be honest, Albedo, this is why I care, alright? Albedo is very likely going to have a very short meta spam. And why do I say that? Because November just kicked in. We are in the 1st of November. Do you want to hear the track record of characters that release at the end of the year? I'll give you. Blue the 1, at the time, Bastion in the game. Assault Melee, at the time, in the first day, Bastion in the game. After that, we realized that he's not that good. But day 1 was. King, at drop, Bastion in the game. Trader Melee, at drop, Bastion in the game. The 1 Ultimate, at drop, Bastion in the game. Purgatory Melee, at drop, Bastion in the game. Do you see the track record that we have for festivals that release in November and December? They just so all happen to have been Bastion in the game. Assault Melee I will still include because I think that they had a good idea with him. They just kind of missed the mark a little bit. But, 5 out of the 6 were Bastion in the game for a long time. Like, Blue the 1 was Bastion in the game for a long time. I mean, King got immediately shut down by Purgatory Melee, which is very unfortunate. Or sorry, Trader Melee, which was very unfortunate. But he was still a god tier unit. And for that 1 month until Trader Melee, he was like dominating PvP, right? Trader Melee, I mean, you can still argue he's a fantastic PvE unit. It's been like 2 years. It's been 2 years. He still doesn't have a relic, by the way. The 1 Ultimate, until Purgatory Melee, he was number 1. And then he's still like heavily used for a while, a long time. Purgatory Melee was still heavily used until pretty much now. People were still using Purgatory Melee Demon King team until Hell. Hell really cocked them. But, whatever. So this is for me to say, right? November and December festival have the track record to beat best units in the game. So what does that tell me? It tells me that this year, it's likely going to be the same thing. Do I know that? No, not for sure. But I would be dumb to say that there's no correlation and to not expect the same thing, right? So when I tell you, there's something else, that, you know, Albedo likely has a short meta spam, I hope that you understand why. Now, in the past, we've had characters be fixed and them give real compensation. So this is the only time that real like compensation was given. So this was, I'm showing Japanese because it shows better. Gamer Shin, in Green Shin, 14 of May 2020, long time ago. He had a typo in his card. See, this is the typo right here. If you translate to English, it doesn't even show the typo because they both translate into turns. But there was a single kanji typo in his card description, and everyone that summoned got full refund. I'm not gonna expect them to give a full refund for Albedo's bug, to be honest. But if you tell me that, Gamer Shin, this is because it was false advertisement. The text said something, but he actually did something else, right? Albedo's text said that her taunt lasts for 2 turns, and guess what? It didn't. It didn't last for 2 turns, because once the second turn happened, guess what? There was no more taunt, right? So you can tell me that the reason why they gave refund for Shin was because of false advertisement laws in Japan, which are very strict. I would say it's the same shit for Albedo. How can you tell me I'm wrong? When she says she does something, and she doesn't do exactly what she says. That's why they gave the refund for Shin. Do I expect refunds for Albedo? No, I don't. But they don't mention a single thing about compensation in these patch notes. Now, to be fair, they could still give a compensation when the update drops. But I'm not expecting anything. I think they're just gonna toss this under the rug as, oh well. Whoops. And we'll move on. But do know, out of the likely only 4 or so weeks that Albedo is meta, a whole week of those, a whole 4th of her real meta spam. I'm not going to say that she's going to be completely unusable as soon as the November festival comes out. That's unlikely. Can that happen? It can, actually. It really can. It really can. If you want a good example, King was super dominant. He was super, super dominant. And guess what happens the moment Trillium Marley came out? Gone. He was gone. Gone. The Pierce card demolished King. He was unusable. So, am I going to say that there's no chance of that happening? Absolutely not. There is a chance of Albedo being completely unusable as soon as the festival comes out. But unlikely, honestly. I think now they don't make characters like that anymore. I think that she's probably going to be a sub-meta character moving forward. Like, she's not going to be number 1 anymore, but she's probably going to still be pretty good. But if you summoned for a character because they were in the number 1 team, a whole week of the 4 weeks that they were in the number 1, she was bugged. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think. Do you think they are going to give us compensation? Honestly, I don't think so. I think they're just going to give us like a 1 gem compensation for bug and move on. But, we don't get treated like 2020 anymore when they really cared.